Hello, welcome to Starlight Talks. This week we're talking about family vacations with Lillian. We do these talks every Wednesday at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Thank you for joining us. We're going to wait for people to join in. Give it a few minutes, and then we'll begin. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to start asking, and we'll get to them eventually. If you visit OurTism.com, you can see more of my articles and other things by OurTism. We have support groups, and we have workshops and social groups, and we have life maps, which is a really cool program where you can meet with a coach and work through to achieve your goals. So this week on Starlight Talks, we're talking about family vacations with Lillian. Thank you for joining us. Alright, let's get started. So, environment is really important to patterns of how we behave, which is why, especially with autism, the bedroom can be really important because we need that safe place to go to, that place to escape to, that you can kick people out of, and that doesn't happen on vacations, which can be not the greatest experience for some people who need that space away, that safe place to go to. That's not always available on a vacation. Neither are regular patterns in schedules and things you rely on, such as food, can change. So all of that can be overwhelming, even if you're excited about the change. But there's also a change that can be good because your entire family can be put in a new environment, which does change bad habits. So you can go either into a much better place than you were at home, or you could go the opposite direction a lot of times on vacation, where it's more overwhelming and uncomfortable. And for me, diet has always been an issue with vacation because I deal with constipation and stuff like that when there's a change in diet, and so that can be a difficult thing on vacation, dealing with that change. The things that I love to eat aren't always available. And then I know there's a reliance on schedule and planning and knowing what's going to happen next that can be hard to do on a vacation when things change. That can be overwhelming, and because you might not have transition periods, you might not have like all these things that are available to you at home when you know what you're dealing with and you know what to expect. Some of those tools can get dropped. Yep. Yeah. So for that reason, you can have a really great time, or you can have a really negative time when it comes to family vacation. I know like there's a lot of stories to hear people like having a great experience and then wondering why when they go home things fall apart, and like environment has a lot to do with it. Where like you go back home and you go back into old patterns because your environment makes it easy to go back into that. When you're on vacation, it's easy to create new patterns. And or it could be the opposite. We were having a great time at home and then we went on vacation where it's like a lot of times that environment has a huge factor into that, and it can affect everyone differently, whether that's the way the hotel is, not having your own room, not having food available, not the way people interact, whether they're way more positive on vacation or way more negative on vacation. We have like a different way we act in different environments. Were you gonna say something?
I was gonna say, we talk about being prepared ahead of time for things, bringing things, like, cause you don't know what to expect from your environment on vacation. You've never been there before. For sensory issues, for like noise, bringing, if noise bothers you, your noise canceling headphones, bringing your glasses if light bothers you, and being prepared for any sort of situation that way. So if something does come up, you're able to handle it. You like to bring your weighted blanket on vacations.
Yeah, I love my weighted blanket. I feel since I'm gone, I feel like I can't sleep without it, and that really helps me to recharge and be fresh for the next day. And for me, we're really different with how our nurture is on vacation. Where with me, for me, if I keep going, I have this inertia that will keep going. When I stop or take a break, that inertia ends and I'm stuck. With her, she needs to keep recharging, and so she needs constant breaks so that she can go back out again. So like being aware of what you need and what your body's telling you, and being able to communicate that is really important. In a situation where you're dealing with something that's not patterned normally, where when I have like my schedule at home, it's almost like, well, I know at this time I get hungry, and this time I get tired. When we're on vacation, all those patterns and schedules that you're used to are gone, so you have to be really aware of what's going on with you and how to take care of yourself. Because even if you like, I got to see everything, but I was upset and my stomach hurt and my head hurt, then it's like you didn't enjoy yourself, right? And then you can make it miserable for those around you. Or if you're like, I just need to go back to the hotel for an hour, I know I'm going to miss out on this activity, but I'll have way more fun that next hour when I come back out of my nap or out of my time watching my TV or whatever you needed to do to recharge or nourish yourself with food or exercise a little bit, whatever it is you needed to do.
Yep.
So, you have questions on here that I'm showing up?
No. No questions
Oh,
yet.
it's Facebook.
Facebook.
So thank you, Melissa and Vincenzo. Vincenzo for joining us. I got notifications that you're in the room. If anyone else is here, say hi in the comments. What should we talk about?
I think communication is key.
Yeah.
And not just what, but why.
Yeah.
I think when you don't say the why, is when things happen. People are just like, I don't want to go. Then people are like, well, this is a vacation, we're all gonna go. If you say, I don't want to go because I'm feeling really tired, I'm gonna take an hour to rest, and then I'll go. Then after the hour, I'll rejoin you. Then people will be like, oh, okay, that sounds reasonable, rather than I don't want to do that. Right. But sometimes I guess you're not younger kids. You're not able to say the why, but that's younger kids. But I don't know if it's just autism. They just have communication issues because they haven't learned yet.
Yeah. And then there's the selective mutism. Like that when you're overwhelmed or not feeling well, then there's like that. You might not be able to speak, which is a whole nother thing. So you can't even communicate. I don't want to do that, or I can't handle this right now. Let's see. Oh, like self-care is really important. Knowing right now I just need to do something to make myself happy. I'm gonna eat the food I like, or I'm gonna go walk away and get some peace and quiet. Um, do something I enjoy for a little bit on my own, or with a group, or with a friend. That's just keeping that up and just doing something like that for everyone in the family. That's really important. um, and really just like validating each other, and even if it's like this is not how I imagined the trip exactly how I want to go, like really enjoying what is there and reframing and taking in the reality of what's happening and going, well, this is really cool. I'm away from home and doing some really cool things and making new memories, and just reframing that into something positive instead of, well, I didn't get to do the one thing I really wanted to do and being stuck there. Let's remember to reframe and go, well, I could be home and not be doing any of this. um, Keeping that in mind. Hi, Danny! We love tacos. um, You covered everything, right?
I covered everything too quickly.
I don't think so. Well, I know I have a lot of anxiety about actually traveling. I don't know if that's like, especially airports and like stuff like that, where it's like we have to get there at this time, and we have to get through all the security, and we have to make sure there's food, and we have to make sure we packed all the right stuff. All that stuff like really gets me on edge. And I don't know if it's like when I was little that was really stressful. Like I have all these memories of that being really, really stressful. So I don't know if like that just still with me, where I'm like, oh my gosh, it's always been stressful, so it's gonna be stressful this time as well. But like before I leave, I'm always like in a panic, like, did I pack everything? I don't think so. And then are we gonna? And then it's like such anxiety, like, are we gonna make it on the plane on time? Even though if we don't make it, like it's not the end of the world. Like I know that, but I'm still like have a really hard time with that. So I have traveled alone a bunch recently, and there's this really cool escort you can get at the airport that will help you locate everything. And you just ask them, hey, I want to use the bathroom. Hey, I want to go to the shop to get some snacks, and they'll help you with all of that and find the right place, and they'll help you through security. If you ask them, they will do all your put you everything through the X-ray for you and all that stuff. Bring you all the way to the gate. Tell the people there to go come and find you when it's your time to get on the plane. And then you can get one to meet you when you get off the plane as well. That will take you to get any checked bags and take you to a taxi and all that kind of stuff. Or the person you're meeting. If you request that in advance, and you can request that for a minor or you can request that for someone with special needs of some kind, whether that's you're hurt, need a wheelchair, or if you have autism or something along those lines, you can request a meet and assist person. And I think all airlines do that. With so our dogs, we get permission to go on the plane first.
You do, even just having a disability.
And having a disability, you can get early seating on the plane. So they'll say anyone that needs extra assistance to get on the flight, that's when you would go on the plane. So that's really nice because then you make sure you have are able to put your luggage in the bin above your seat if you want to, because you're on the plane first, and you make sure like you're settled in your seat before anyone else is, and so that can be really nice.
And everyone with you can go on early with you.
Yeah.
You don't have to go by yourself as a autistic person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're in a family, your whole family can go with you. If you're with a friend, your friend can also go with you. So they get on first. They get all of that with you. Or they can choose to go by themselves. I mean, that's our option. Danny says, when I go on vacation, I tend to go to the same places over and over. After the first time, I know what to do. Well, that's also an option. You can turn your vacation into a routine, and then you know exactly what to expect.
Yeah.
It can be fun to go to the same places over and over. I go here to the same place during Christmas with my dad, and that's always fun. But it's also fun to go to new places. And research on YouTube ahead of time. Yes, there's a lot. Researching can help you if that's something you're anxious about, not knowing what to expect. Researching, like the weather, so knowing what to pack, if you need bug spray or you need a raincoat or that kind of packing. Because if you pack, shorts and a t-shirt and it's snowing, that might not be the best thing. So yeah, researching what foods are available if that's something you worry about. I know my friend Dara, who did the anxiety talk, one of her biggest fears is eating a new food and throwing up. She has a big fear of vomiting. So I'm sure one of the things she would research is what foods are available to me that won't scare me. And knowing what foods are there would probably be important to someone else. It might be, well, is the weather going to make me uncomfortable? Is the hotel going to make me uncomfortable? To me, like having a bath is much better to me than having a shower. So doing that research and going, does the hotel have a bath or not? Which a lot of hotels are taking baths out and they only have showers. So being aware of like these are my needs, and it's much smoother if they're accommodated, and researching that beforehand makes things a lot smoother. When you do go on vacation and have to deal with those things, and then remembering those things and going back if you want to go back. Remember, make that same checklist and do it all again. If we do, even in, like when you have that routine, I know I'm like, well, it was so great last time, but then the next time I don't do all the things I did that first time to make it great. It's like, well, I had a bath last time, but I forgot I asked for that. And I show up and they're like, oh, we ran out of rooms that have baths. So that kind of stuff can really help. Those small details can make things run much smoother. Hi, Danny. Got two Dannys watching now. Hi, Danny Bowman. Thanks for watching. You have anything else to add?
can't think of anything.
What do you have anxieties about on vacation? Do you have any?
I don't really have anxieties beforehand, but I might have anxieties during when something does go wrong.
Oh yeah.
My huge difficulty with flying, with the sensory on the plane.
Oh, you have more sensory issues, and that can be an issue with, not knowing where you could go. Where that
yeah,
isn't an issue. Where like at home, it's like, well, I know these restaurants are safe if I want to go to a restaurant, and I know that these places will be loud if I want to deal with that, And so that we're on vacation. It's like, well, we really want to try this place. You walk in and go, oh no, we can't do this,
Yeah.
and you have to be able to solve that and go, okay, is it really important we do this, or can we go find something else to do? Whether this is where we wanted to eat, or this is where we wanted to shop, or this is what we wanted to see today. Um, and then recognizing today I can do more, or if I do this, it'll be really draining, and I'll need to, have a break afterwards, and like being present and aware in your body what you need, and what might happen, and having those exit strategies, and being able to go, okay, well, I guess we're not gonna be able to handle this today, and that's okay because we can do something else. Or you can go back to the hotel, or you can go off and do your thing if you want to do that. We found that's been really helpful now that we're older to just be like, oh, you guys go there, we're gonna go do something. We did that for dinner tonight. We went to a really loud restaurant that I couldn't handle, and so I went and ate somewhere different because I couldn't sit there and handle that noise, and everyone was okay with that, and I was okay with it. um, and they had a really nice dinner, and I had a really nice dinner, and then we met up afterwards. But, yeah. Hi, Danny, I miss you too. I hope college is really great, and you're making lots of animation. Um, Danny also has autism, and she's an animator who has her own animation company and helps people with autism learn animation. So if you're interested in that, go check out Danny Bowman and her animation classes. Yep, she hates a lot of places too. And even without like all the sensory stuff, it's just like nice when you can go somewhere and just be able to talk to the person next to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that can be difficult when, or it might not be loud. It might be that, oh, this smell just hit me and I can't handle the smell, or I can't handle going in the water because this is a cold water against me and it's too hot to just hang out in the sun. Everyone else is able to go in the pool, so I need to go and cool off somewhere. So it can be all that kind of stuff. You're welcome for a shout out, Danny. um, so yeah, just having all just awareness, going back and reframing, awareness of what your body needs, having research before you go, and having a little bit of a emergency kit with you, whether that's headphones or um, bug spray,
So
your favorite snacks.
it's really important to try to be flexible when things happen, but for some people with autism, flexibility is really
Yeah.
difficult.
With let me see how I want to word this. What I mean is, I think what I meant more is with parents who are dealing with
So the
this,
parents to be flexible.
and the kid goes, I can't do this. The parent needs to be flexible and pay attention when the kid is, versus I don't want to and I can't. Always assume the kid is saying I can't, whether that's the words they use or not, because a lot of times an I don't want to is a I can't. I don't think there's really been a time where I was like, I don't want to do this on a vacation that was really, and I don't want to be here. It was more like I don't feel well. This is really exhausting me. This is really uncomfortable for me. Because it's more of that kind of thing. And so to be aware that your kid is going, I can't handle this right now, and being okay. I know we as a family wanted to do this, but we need to find a way to deal with this situation, whether that is taking the kid out of that situation, splitting up and going, well, my other kid wants to do this, so I'm gonna take this kid home and then bring and let my other kid do this. I don't know, like the ages you're dealing with. But I know a lot of hotels have babysitters. I don't know if you trust that or not. If you have two parents, maybe split up. If you don't, then maybe find another activity. And if you can, go back a different day, if that's available. If not, try to find a way that this works. And I know that can be really hard when you're like excited about something, but
Or you just spent a lot of money.
or you
on
spend a lot of money.
something.
Yeah, that's very true. But like being aware, because if you were to do it, you've got a child who's very uncomfortable in this situation, and then you've built up an anxiety of, well, my parents aren't going to listen to me when I've told them I don't like this, it is uncomfortable, this hurts me. And the next activity, even if they are comfortable, are excited about it, they're going to go, well, mom, I don't trust mom, will take me home when I say I need to go home. And you're going to have more anxiety from the child, more issues with things that they might not have had an issue with. And that will just build up and snowball. And you'll see more of that same issue rather than once in a while when they actually aren't feeling well. They go, Mom, or Dad, I can't do this right now. And
as we've spoken about before, with like defense mode and all this, once you start doing this, they will be able to do more things.
yes,
And it won't
they
be
will-
so often that it shouldn't be every activity.
what was
can't do.
really strange to me is as soon as my mom started saying, yes, okay, we'll let you not do this. Then when I went, hey, I don't really want to do this, and she went, and I was expecting that fight, and she went, sure, just go back to the hotel. Then I went, do I really want to leave? And I started questioning that. And like I still even am like, I don't know if I want to leave anymore. Maybe I do want to stay. I was really surprised, and I was then able to do more. I was able to then recognize more of what I wanted to do and what my body was telling me versus expecting that fight and knowing I was going to have to spend all this energy in that fight. I had that trust, and now it's really just when I have that need, that's the only time when I say that, and I push myself more, and sometimes I push myself too much, but I found not having that struggle of, well, just do it one more hour, just do one more activity, just one more minute, just 10 more minutes, just let me talk to this one more person, just let us do one more car ride or whatever it is. There's no more of that, just one more. And so I found it's made a lot of that trust and easier, and then I'm choosing places that aren't as safe as I thought that I would choose in the past, where it would be like, well, it has to be something I enjoy, and it has to be something safe, and it has to be something I know. Where now I can say, well, I don't know if this is gonna be safe sensory-wise. I don't know anything about it, but it looks a little bit interesting. Or maybe I know nothing about it and go, okay, let's just jump in and do it because everyone else is excited about it. And I'm just able to go and do things, and I found more things that I'm excited about that I didn't think I would be excited about. You found similar experiences?
Yeah, that I feel like I'm able to do more trust in other people as these things happen. Even with not necessarily parents, with friends who are willing to leave places or willing to, drive me there and then drive me back if I'm not comfortable or somewhere else. I'm more likely to go out and do things with them that I wouldn't do with other friends that are just like, no, I'm gonna stay.
Mm-hmm. Jenny says, did you know that if you tell them at the airport that we have autism, they will let you board force? Yes, we did. We talked about that a little bit. There's also a meet and assist person you can request with autism that will help you through the whole process. And there's also the boarding early that is super helpful. It really helps me so I don't have to deal with waiting in line and pushing through the line to get my feet. Oh, waiting in line can be really stressful. Yeah.
The close quarters people,
And everyone has like this energy, this high energy, whether that's stress or excitement or whatever it is. And like, I feel that. And it's really draining and really uncomfortable. And like, even if you don't know what you're waiting for. It's like, and I have like this anxiety. Am I even in the right line? Am I gonna get to the front and then I'm not even in the right place? Oh, I know I've gotten in line and I'm like, hey, is this the line for this? And they're like, I think so. We're not sure either. um, that can be a little bit stressful, or like, I know like in the speaker system I have a hard time hearing it, and I'm like, which group did they call? I don't know. I wasn't quite paying attention. I couldn't process that. So a lot of times I have my meet and assist person go tell the I forgot what they're called, the people at the gate, to actually come get me and say, like, come get me when it's my time to board. And they, or my meet and assist person will stay with me and then help me board. Yep. So that can be helpful because it's like, oh, did I miss my group? Did they call me? All that kind of anxiety. Yeah, lines can be stressful. Thanks for bringing that up, Danny. Whatever we covered.
Covered a lot.
We did. We covered a lot. Anyone have any questions, feel free to ask them. We'll, if you have answered questions, please let us know what you think of what we talked about so far. We love your comments, and if you're confused about anything, let us know. We'll cover more of this, go into more detail. Covered environment, covered food, packing, anxiety, reframing, schedules. Yeah, I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if nobody has any more questions, then we'll start finishing up, wrapping up right now. So thanks for joining us this week, talking about family vacations with Lillian. What is that? No, I can't remember what we're doing next week, but I think Charlie will be joining us again. Alex, she brings her own pillow on vacation to help her sleep. That's great. This is great. You guys are doing this. It's great to see you guys. Oh, thanks, Danny. So we do this every week on Wednesdays at 7 Pacific Standard Time. Thank you guys for watching. Come join us next week. Please check out the website, OurTism.com, to see more stuff that I write about living with autism. I have a bunch of articles up there. There's life coaching available, life map, that will help those with autism transition into adulthood and what they want to do next, whether that is living on their own, going to school, or just how do I talk to my parents about this, how do I take a shower, how do I do these things that I want to do. And I love it. I do like math. It's been really helpful for me to do this. We have support groups and social groups, all great stuff for those with autism profiles. We have people with ADD, we have people with OCD, we have all different people, and I love everybody. Thanks for watching, and see you next week, hopefully. Stay colorful.
Bye.
Bye.